So, the presidential inauguration is tomorrow. Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States. Shockingly, the riots, the recount, the pressure on the Electoral College to switch their votes, every celebrity in Hollywood, and Golden Shower Gate, couldn't quite stop this from happening. I guess that whole peaceful transition of power thing didn't quite work out. I mean, the left has really pulled out all the stops. They've done everything they possibly can think of to stop this day from happening. One thing that I find particularly disgraceful about all of this is that 59 members of Congress are actually boycotting the inauguration, doing their best to cement the already sharp divide that exists within the country. These are our elected officials who are showing intolerance and a refusal to cooperate with the next president. I mean, they're essentially digging their heels in and pouting because their side lost. And I guess that exemplifies what's so gross about politics in general, is that so many people view it as like a sport, as if they're rooting for a team. And that's what's so frustrating. It's like, it's not basketball, it's not football. Stop rooting for teams. We have one president, regardless of how you feel, and his success is our success. Scholar Rosie O'Donnell, in all of her brilliance, called for martial law to delay Trump's inauguration until he's cleared of charges, except there are no charges before him. Yeah, she really said that. She really did call for a military takeover to disrupt the democratic process as a last hope for the democratic process because her girl lost. And the crazy part is that it's not just that particular, bovine commie saying stuff like that. I've seen that sentiment and similar ones echoed from leftists quite a bit lately, and it's so interesting because they love to throw around the word fascist like it's candy. That's actual fascism. So there's also an unprecedented amount of threats surrounding Inauguration Day that has the Secret Service on high alert. There's this crazy undercover footage of this leftist group called the DC Anti-Fascist Coalition, and they're discussing how they plan to disrupt inauguration events. I'll link it in the description, but here's a few excerpts.
The plan: set off butyric acid stink bombs, forcing everyone to evacuate the premises.
Yeah, if you had a freaking pint of butyric acid, I don't care how big the building is, it's closing it.
I know, I'm trying to think through how to get all the sprinklers up at once. There's usually a piece of fusible metal or a piece of glass and a liquid in it that'll blow.
There also seems to be this witch hunt going on for any celebrity who even considers attending or, God forbid, performing at the inauguration. Jennifer Holliday, a singer who's performed at several other inaugurations, was basically bullied into canceling her appearance to perform after initially accepting the invite, and she detailed the harassment she got on The View. I'll put the clip in, but can I just say, I fucking hate that show.
I was even receiving death threats at this point. Wow. And I had never experienced...
Which is never okay.
Which is never okay. And I was receiving death threats from black people. Yeah. I had been from black people, the N-word from black people. They were saying, I should kill myself, or, someone should kill me.
Are you kidding
All
me?
over singing a song. I said, I just wanted to sing. And I haven't done anything
You're gonna make me cry.
To be called names. I said, I've never been called. I grew up in a mixed middle-class neighborhood. I've never even, in Texas, and I've never been called the N-word.
Pretty despicable, honestly. And what's really sick is that you guys have basically every single celebrity and person who puts their lips to a microphone for a living feeding into and contributing to all the anti-Trump hysteria, and you guys find the one you can find who isn't and attack them. So since November 8th, leading up to this inauguration, the behavior from leftists has been absolutely piss poor. And the only attempt at a justification that I've seen of this behavior is that a lot of them will argue if Hillary would have won, Trump supporters would be doing the same thing. And honestly, that's not an argument. I mean, perhaps it's possible, but the reality is that she didn't win, and it was up to you guys to exemplify that whole going high when they go low thing that you guys love to say. I mean, just listen to the words of your failed candidate. Hilarious, because what actually happened was a disrespect and resistance to democracy that is unprecedented and happened on the left. And people love to say that the same thing happened on the right when Obama won, but no, it didn't. You know it didn't. In your heart of hearts, you know it didn't. There was no riots, there was no recount, there was no 59 members of Congress boycotting the inauguration. It's just a false equivalency, and you know it. Regardless of how you feel, Donald Trump will be your next president, and whether that makes you want to jump for joy or hide in the closet and literally shake, you need to get over it. That doesn't mean that you need to like Donald Trump, support Donald Trump, or support the decisions made during his administration, but it does mean that you need to stop treating this as though it's something that's illegitimate. I mean, I think it would be the goal of everyone, and especially people who didn't support or vote for Donald Trump, to hold his feet to the fire, hold him accountable. How can you do that while simultaneously disregarding his hold of office as illegitimate or unreal? This is your reality, and I'm sorry that Beyonce and Lena Dunham sold you a different one, but you need to get over it. Because for all the lip service that I see paid for Donald Trump about how he's, so divisive, post-election, I only see that divide being perpetuated by people who hate him. And you guys know I voted for Trump, so perhaps my perspective here is a little bit to be expected, but I will say this. There are legitimate grievances to be had with Trump and the people that he's picked for his cabinet. I don't think he's the perfect guy to be put in there. I didn't think that even when I voted for him. But then there's also media hate-fueled hysteria. I've seen so many people make these totally outlandish claims, like how he's gonna deport all Muslims, he's gonna put all gays in conversion camps, he's gonna harm the Black community in ways that no one is ever specific about. Just stop. There's actually a danger in muddying the waters with all this nonsense because it desensitizes people to instances where Trump may actually do something harmful. Tweets don't count, by the way. So that concludes my little rant. Everyone comment below and let me know what you'll be doing for Inauguration Day. I personally will be on Dave Rubin's channel here on YouTube for a little live stream, shooting the shit session, drinking, Friday night, that kind of a thing. Love you.